Hey guys, it's Connor over here, and in this video we're going over everything you should do before the Midnight pre-patch on January 20th. Because before we step into the changes of Midnight, many things from Season 3 of The War Within are going to be over and no longer attainable. Running through these quickly, the first one is for Mythic Plus dungeons. If you get yourself to Mythic Plus rating over 3000, you'll gain the achievement for Keystone Legends Season 3, which awards you a mount. This is the Scarlet Void Flyer that actually looks pretty damn cool. Alternatively, if you can't get 3000 rating, there is another one for 2000 rating, which is called the Azure Void Flyer, which is the same mount, just a different color, as you can tell. They do this a lot now. Alternatively, if you're into PvP, you can also get the Elite Transmog set. This will require you to reach 1800 rating. I myself just came short of this. This you can see if you go to your Transmog list, the War Within Season 3 PvP sets, and you set this from the Gladiator, which is the Conquest gear, to the Elite option. You'll see what the set looks like. I'm not particularly intrigued with this one myself, so I didn't really go all out. So if you have no idea what your set looks like, now might be a great time to get into PvP because you can fast track straight to the end in probably a day or two, since there will be no time limit on Conquest cap. And as usual, the seasonal mount reward is also only attainable during this time. So if you like this mount, which I don't know who does, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen better. I've seen better is all I'm gonna say. This is only attainable through this season of just, winning a bunch of rated PvP matches with 1000 rating or higher. It does take a lot of time though. If you're into raiding, there's also the Ahead of the Curve for the Monoforge Omega raid for killing Demencius in heroic difficulty. Alternatively, there's the Cutting Edge achievement for defeating Demencius on Mythic difficulty, which is a little harder. Though doing this on heroic will give you the Royal Voidwing mount over here, which is a pretty cool looking one, but I'm going to say the Mythic one is probably one of my favorite Mythic mounts. And that is the Unbound Star Eater for defeating Demencius on Mythic difficulty. Man, this looks so cool, but yeah, I'm not going to have it anytime soon. Congrats if you have it though, it's pretty cool. There's also the Delver's Journey for Season 3, which is just quite simply completing this progression path here to unlock any of the things along the way. Some of them are toys, some of them are just unlocks for the Delver's Mana Skimmer mount, which I think is this one out here. This is the default one out here. This is what it looks like. You get it by, well, just playing the game, which you can buy upgrades to that skimmer from Reno Jackson over here, the Delve Treasure NPC. He should sell them in here. I've already purchased them, but they should be in here, I recall. There's also the Season 3 Delve Nemesis located over here in the Koresh zone in Tazavesh, Void Razor Sanctuary. You won't be able to attain the achievement that you gain for this one in the double question mark difficulty, which is also really hard. I'm not gonna lie, I myself have not been able to do this, whether it's just a skill issue or the fact that I play on 180 ping because I'm playing from South Africa. It's a little too hard for me, okay, and that's fine. But if you are able to beat Nexus Princess Kaivesa, you'll be able to unlock the mount transformation for the Delve mount that turns it into this over here, which looks okay. It's not my favorite. I really like Season 1's one the most, but it is also something that is unattainable in the future. So if you like this and you want the transformation for it, get it now. It doesn't count as a new mount. It's just a change to an existing one. Now, since we're going to be going into a new change with many different things happening on the 20th of January, it might be a good time to clean up your bags so that the space is nice and organizable. I'm not going to lie, my bags look like this most of the time anyway. That's just because I don't like clutter. You should also know that your talents are going to be changing. The new changes to the classes are going to take place, so maybe screenshot your current build so that you remember which talents you liked. Hopefully the icons stay the same, because it's going to randomize and give you completely different ones, and it's going to feel like you have been dropped in the deep water and you might not understand how to play your class anymore. I felt that way slightly with playing Monk in the beta for Midnight, which changes it quite drastically so, since I no longer have my Shadow Clone Jutsu spell, which I'm both happy with, but also skeptical about how the new Zenith spell is going to work. It feels a lot more boring so far. On January 20th, you'll be able to use Void Elf with the Demon Hunter combination. So if you want a Void Elf Demon Hunter, you're going to have to wait until Jan 20th to make that combination. You'll also be getting the new Demon Hunter spec, the Devourer spec, which is a mid-range DPS spec. So I'm sure a bunch of you are probably going to be trying that out. I might try it as well. An update to the transmog system, which will be going live. So how you transmog your character is now going to be very, very different. Instead, you're going to be saving sets that your gear will just adapt to that set, no matter how many new pieces you put on. It's going to be a better system if you don't change transmog a lot, but if you change transmog a lot, it might actually turn out to be a little bit more expensive. It comes with a lot of cool features, which might offset the extra cost for people who love to transmog, like myself. Also, be prepared for many of your add-ons to stop working, so get used to how the base game works for a little bit. And also be prepared for a stat squish. All these item levels and gears, stuff like this, all of the numbers, they're not going to be so high anymore. So get used to seeing smaller numbers again. It will be a bit of an adjustment, and you don't have to worry because the main set of content is only coming the week after the 20th of Jan. So there's actually nothing really new to do besides learn how to play your class for that first week. The Twilight Ascension event only begins on the 27th. If you never finish playing Legion Remix ends at the beginning of this patch update. So there's many things you might still want to finish there, such as buying all the mounts, the toys, any transmog you want. I spent everything, and I spent every single dime of bronze that I could spend. It's also the greatest time to level up anything that you want before the midnight pre-patch, because it is the fastest way to level up any character in the game right now is taking them through here. Because once midnight pre-patch comes out, you're back to normal leveling, which isn't so bad actually now, because they've made the XP gained from level 70 to 80 a lot more reduced. So it's actually going to be a lot quicker than what you recall leveling from 70 to 80 earlier in the previous year. They practically want you to have all your characters on level 80 right now. So wrap up anything you need to know and maybe read up a little bit about how your class is changing, because man, it's going to be one of those experiences. As somebody who doesn't like change, it's always a rough one for myself. I hope you guys found this helpful, and also YouTube thinks you might like this video next, so check it out and let me know what you think.